Hey, what's going on, guys? I apologize that it took a little while to get finished after some setbacks with a broken compressor and then just kind of taking some time between other different projects to finally put all the finishing touches on the kit and also the character figure as well. Here we have my finished Master-Grade Barbatos, and I'm really happy with how this came out. I did a little something different with the base here with the Atra figure, making her on a separate base. Because at first I had her on the base here together with the Barbatos, and they just didn't really seem to match like the colors of them. I still like the combination. I think being an Iron Blood Orphan's character, fits well with the Gundam. Just the colors didn't really quite match well enough, and I really like the colors for them separately. It's just together they didn't really quite match. So what I wanted to do instead of having her together with there, and there was just kind of like it was just kind of distracting having the two right next to each other and their colors not matching that well. So after talking a bit about this with Josh, thank you to him for his help with the ideas for this, I decided to just separate them in like a different level. So she's on a separate base that can be down, like you can still display it like this with her in front of the Barbatos, but it's just on like a smaller base down here, and the color of the base is a little bit different. It's a little darker base for hers, and it's a little bit more separate. Or if you wanted, you could display them like side by side like that, something like that if you wanted to. So anyway, I am going to be selling this set, so the reason why I'm talking about this is that because whoever may be interested in buying this set, then there's some display options how you might want to display them. You don't even have to display them, I guess, like right next to each other at all. It could be totally separate. But just for you guys now, for the time being, I want to give you a look around the kit and the figure just separately. I'll give you plenty of views around them just so you can see everything done to them. But yeah, really happy with how they came out. If you guys missed my work in progress videos, I did make a couple of work in progress videos going through just the painting and weathering and all that for the Barbatos, and then also building the character figure as well. So if you're interested in any of that, you can go back and check out the work in progress videos. But this was a really great kit to work on. It's just that it has a ton of detail, so it takes a long time, especially if you want to do a lot of detail painting and stuff on the inner frame, as well as just the details and everything on the outside of the kit. Also, there's just a ton of detail on this kit, and so painting it all up takes a little while. And then again, if you guys saw in the most recent work in progress video, I did do some weathering on it as well. Really happy with how the weathering came out on it. Actually, it's just very subtle, and so that's exactly what I wanted for this, and so I really like how that came out. I'm still very much not good at weathering, so I still have a lot to learn, a lot of practice ahead of me. I don't typically usually like a lot of weathering on my kits, so just if I can get really good at just kind of really subtle weathering like this, getting better at that will be, ideal for me, for my personal taste of aesthetic. But I think this was a pretty good attempt. I think it came out pretty good. You'll notice I didn't weather all the weapons. I just wanted to have those still clean so that it looks like it's, like a new set of weapons or something. It's just that the Barbatos has been in use a little bit, like I said, it's not super weathered up or anything like that, like it's been through a ton of use, but just kind of a standard usage for that. And also on the colors of the kit as well, really happy with how those came out for the color scheme. A lot of you guys pointed out to me that it's basically the colors of the Gushon Rebake, and I honestly didn't think about that when I was planning the colors for this. I just was thinking just some cool alternate colors for the Barbatos, and it was probably a subconscious thing in my head that I knew like an Iron Blood Orphans Gundam could look good in this color scheme because I'd seen it before on the Gushon Rebake. And so that's probably why I had it in my mind, but I didn't really think about that while I was planning the colors. I just thought these colors would look good, and then you guys later pointed out to me that it's basically the Gushon Rebake, and then I realized, oh yeah, well, you're right about that, basically. They're a little bit different in terms of like the color placement and everything, but generally the colors are pretty much the same, yeah. But anyway, I think the colors did come out very good. Really happy with all of them. I like the really dark inner frame there as well, and also the addition of the little white segments, like the little squarish white segments placed around on a couple of the armor pieces on the front of the chest, the shoulder, the front of the thigh, and on the back skirt. Really like how those just little white accents added to that as well. And also the very subtle bit of the kind of camo pattern added onto the shoulders, the knees, and the outside of like the leg calf armor parts. I didn't want to make that camo pattern all over the thing. I just wanted it on just a couple of sections, and I wanted it to be pretty feigned, so really happy with how that came out as well. It's not like really immediately noticeable. It's only really noticeable when you like are really looking at the kit up close and you can notice that bit of detail. So I like that it's sort of something that you can discover as you're looking around the kit, that it's not something that immediately jumps out to you. And then just the decals as well was also, for the most part, decals pretty much pretty straightforward. They're a mix of white and gray caution markings for the most part. And then except for like the main markings, so I did use some of the Bandai like official Iron Blood Orphans markings for this, and also used a couple of other like non-Gundam ones. So for like the flower logo, on like the flower on the shield logo that's up on the Barbatos' shoulder, and on the shirt top of Atra there, those come from the Machine and Krieger 35 Gachanen kits, the little capsule gacha kits of the Machine and Krieger, the Mac-K kits there, and a couple of those kits were included, those decals there, which fit really good with the whole kind of desert flower idea that I had for this, with it being like Tekaden's iron flower, and so instead of iron flower, make it desert flower because it's a desert color scheme, and then I have this cool flower logo that I can use with that, and it just works out. And it's also with the pilot figure there, with Atra being with that, also desert flower does sort of have a sort of, even though Tekaden is supposed to be this like tough militant group, still using a name of like Iron Flower, but then Desert Flower, I don't know, just has a little bit more kind of innocent or vulnerable kind of vibe to it. Not quite so tough of a vibe as Iron Flower, but Desert Flower just seemed to be something that fit for a mobile suit also that is in use by Atra here. So I don't know, it just kind of fit. I think that worked out pretty well. And so yeah, although it took a lot longer than I expected to, really happy with the results on this. There's not really too much that I think I would have done differently if I could have. It's pretty much just came out exactly how I wanted to, so that's good. It doesn't always happen, but in this case, I'm really happy with the results for this. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm just glad it's done. I've got a lot of other projects that I'm currently working on, and some other stuff that's also very close to being done as well. So I should have some more stuff for you guys very soon, some more works in progress videos, and also completed videos as soon as those are done and all that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Any other questions you have about the construction process, feel free to ask down there as well, about different paints or anything like that. But I went over all that in the work in progress videos, so make sure you've seen those first before you have any questions, because it's likely that I probably already answered that in some of the work in progress videos. But if there's anything else to, just feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer that for you guys there down below. And again, if you are interested in buying this set, just get in touch with me. The best way would be through my ZakuAurelius Facebook page, but any other way that you can get in touch with me by email or Instagram or something like that, whatever works, it's all good. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to those of you who did watch all the work in progress videos and comment and give any comments and feedback on those as well. It was always helpful, and I appreciate that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.